This title is a bit fancy, but it works. And I think I got it from Elden Ring. Divest yourself of everything needless. This rang true. This rang home. Now, the more simplistic way to explain this is that all throughout our lives we just carry this baggage that weighs us down, baggage that is pointless, meaningless. And also we occupy ourselves with things that don't really matter. This is what I refer to as the needless, the nonsensical, things that do not belong in our lives. And this, of course, applies to physical things as well as to, your thinking process, your emotions, etc. Not just physical. But a little context here is that, when I was way younger, I didn't know any better. And for a lot of years, I suffered because I cared too much. I felt too much. I thought too much about things that didn't really matter, and it crippled me for years. I was handicapped for a lot of years, and of course, a lot of people deal with this because we are born in a certain situation with conditions, and most people, they never really escape their little bubbles because, at least it's safe. It is familiar territory, right? So I cared too much. I felt too much. I was too considerate, and I really occupied myself with whatever, because at least it was something to do, something to distract myself, something to divert my attention from, the thing that we all become aware of soon enough, which is that perhaps everything is just a big waste of time, a big joke, and that death is the ultimate outcome and everything will be reduced to nothing in the end, of course. But the reason why I'm making this video is this. After a lifetime of just struggling, excruciating hardships, because I had too much baggage, too much on my plate. Too many people have too much on their plate, and what they have on their plate is a whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of nothing. And that, I feel, is the source of a lot of just pointless suffering. Okay, you worry about this, you worry about that, you trouble yourself with this, you trouble yourself with that, and I was this way. Of course, I spent a lot of years just worrying, folks. It was just a terrible thing. Didn't do me any good because I thought that these things mattered, because I was led to believe that certain things mattered, because of course I was young, I was naive, I didn't have a good head on my shoulders. Common sense and critical thinking were not introduced, they were not valued in my household, in my surroundings, right? So I just went with the flow, pulled by the current, because this was the only thing that I knew. And at least it was something of a foundation to anchor me. And this is, unfortunately, the tragedy of most people, of most lives. They are just born in a certain mentality, and they just adopt it without thinking because they're too young, too gullible, and then for the rest of their lives, they waste it all away. They squander it all away, just like the previous generations, because They never consider the alternative, right? And the alternative is this. You have to divest yourself of everything needless. And I do mean everything, or at least most of it. This is what I have been doing for the last couple of years, and I'm still in the process of doing. I am divorcing everything. I throw away a lot of things. I reduce every attachment and investment, right? Be it physical or otherwise. This is what it means to divest yourself of everything needless, because most things in our lives are just meaningless, needless. They do not belong, right? And I can give you countless examples, be it, religion, politics, all of your relationships, the dynamics. What do you value? What are your, the things that you value in life? All of these things. Your ethnicity, your skin color, your geographical birthplace, your national patriotism, whatever. I can give you so many examples. All of these things are needless. They are nothing in particular. They're not even accessories. Flimsy accessories, not even that. I don't bother with such things because they are, of course, the reason for suffering. They are not valuable to me. Okay, so I threw them all away. Doesn't concern me. And I guess the result of all of this, of course, it's a continuous process, but the result of this is it is actually the only thing that matters, which is peace and quiet. And I think this is what a lot of people are missing. The peace and quiet, folks, is essential. You can call it a balance, a equilibrium of sorts. This is it. This is the only thing, the only remedy, the only antidote, the only cure to all of this silly madness out here. People just, billions of people, they just are frantic, feverish. They devour and they consume everything and anything. They chase every little thing. They get immersed in every little nothing in particular, every little annoying, irritating little chit-chat discussion conversation about nothing. They're just so invested, and that's not me. I used to be like that a long time ago, but not anymore. And let me tell you, the results are absolutely divine. See, I'm blessed because I stopped being like everybody else. I divorced all of this nonsense. I just exist, and then I'll cease to exist, and that's fine. Nothing else even concerns me. Not really. To divorce everything, to let everything go. This is it. This is the way to be. Because most of these things, they're just attachments. They're just baggage. Every little minute, miscellaneous, trivial, generic, small difference between this religion and that religion, this and that, everybody's costume, everybody's accents, whatever it is, their jobs, whatever it is, the news, nothing, all of this. All of these things are absolutely irrelevant, insignificant. They are here, they are designed specifically to keep people distracted, to divert their attention, to keep them bogged in. This is it. This is it. Because if you've noticed, most people, they cannot just sit down and be quiet and shut up and perhaps just be, or meditate on this, on the great nothingness and the great emptiness that surrounds and permeates everything. Most people are incapable of this. They have to yap about nothing because they're afraid of the quiet. They are afraid of the silence. It scares them. You know why it scares them? Because it is death in plain view. The the emptiness, the nothingness, the quiet that is all around us. It's death. And death always looms over us. Always lurks. And to forget about this for a while, people, they just make racket, they just make noise, all this commotion. They just have to be, extremely active, etc., etc., because this is the only way by which people can deceive themselves into believing that, one, they matter, and two, they'll live forever. Of course they will. And nothing bad will ever happen to them. I used to be like this, but not anymore. I have embraced the nothingness, the emptiness, the quiet, the silence, and the solitude. And at first, of course, I'm not special or anything. It was difficult, of course, but after a while, it just became it. This is the way. This is the way, right? Everything that I ever tried when I was just another normie, just another mindless fool, everything that I ever tried was a failure, was disappointing, was just made me sad, made me feel small, right? Because this world is meant to make you feel small, to flatten you, to disarm you, to domesticate you, etc., etc. All of the things. Think about all of the things that you care about. Think about all of the Facebook comments you just can't stop typing, can't stop reading. Hey, you have to give a reply to this and that and the other. About every little insignificant, microscopic little thing. Think about all of that time wasted. Like, I always say this. If you are a person that loves to sleep, then you are an enlightened being. Okay, you are an enlightened being if you love to sleep, of course, because most people, they just do everything else, and it all ends up, the conclusion is always violence, negativity, and everything else. That's bad, right? So I don't care about this, I don't care about that. Generally speaking, I am not a part of this world. I am not a part of this life. I am completely or almost completely removed. Uh, you know? So what if this happens? So what if that happens? Completely irrelevant. It's all needless. It's all needless. Well, don't you know that in this country this happened, and Trump and Zelensky were, playing patty cake? Absolutely nothing in particular. All of this stuff. And don't you know the economy and blah, 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 blah. Nothing of this sort has any significance whatsoever. It's all baggage. The same thing with whatever religion you choose to follow. All of the slight differences. I do this, you do that. Da, 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 completely irrelevant. That to me is baggage. All of this is just baggage that has no reason, no purpose, right? Or I should say this: a lot of the things that we assume and allege are absolutely important, they are like parasites that just leech onto us, and they just drain us of vitality, and they just keep us down, keep us hunchbacked, right? Right? When I was like way younger, 20 plus years ago, I was just like, I was so concerned with what everybody said. I was so concerned about everybody's opinion. I really cared about how they viewed me, etc., etc. And I was just so in it. I was balls deep in society, in in these uh, relationships, in these social contracts, because I swallowed the okie doke that this mattered. It doesn't. It never did. It never will. We're here today, gone tomorrow. So why waste time on, things that are absolutely needless when I can just take a nap? See, sleep is God's gift to man, right? It is. We're all blessed because we can sleep. It is the best thing ever. So I divorced pretty much everything, divested everything. Everything. I do not care one way or the other about a lot of things. Not really. I used to care about a lot of things. I used to love a lot of things. Not anymore. They are inexistent to me now. And I remember, I think because I was just so involved, I cared so much, I was just so eager to please and be pleased. I was just so in it, in the chase, in the rat race, whatever you want to call it. In life, I was I was deluded by life. I was deceived by life to believe that life is such a extraordinary thing. And because I was just so in it, man, I just got really tired, exhausted, fatigued, like you can't even believe. And I didn't really understand at the time why this was. I was getting more and more tired, so exhausted, so depressed, so sad, even suicidal at times. And I just couldn't figure out until, of course, I finally figured it out that life itself is just a chore. It's a drag. It's just, a weight on our shoulders. And the more you invest, the more you chase, the more you just plunge into it with everything you have, the more it's just gonna suck you dry, gonna milk you dry, like the parasite that it is, and you will be a shell of a person. This is what all of this needless stuff is here to do to you. Okay, and let me tell you, I've recovered a little bit, but even to this day, folks, even to this day, I have moments when I just look around and at all of this just trash in life, and I still get exhausted instantaneously. When I see people, occupying themselves with all of this pointless stuff, I just get instantly exhausted, right? Unfortunately, for most of us, we are born suckers, and being a sucker is extremely difficult to remedy. People just go around in circles and they think they're doing something. Most people aren't doing nothing. They think they do, but they don't. This little philosophy is the complete and total opposite of hoarding. People hoard not only objects, material things, but also in themselves, be it emotional stuff, mental stuff, all of that. It's the complete opposite. Letting go, let it flow out of you. This is what this is, right? And never looking back, never caring again, never looking back, no regrets. This is what it means to divest yourself of all of this needless stuff that people think is so special, so important. It isn't. right? And I used to be one of these people, these brainless fools, these sheep, if you would, that just regurgitate everything they hear, and they just mimic, and they just copy and plagiarize whatever they see, because what else is there? Well, darkness is there, nothingness is there, and I think it should be embraced, and everything else will fall apart, and that is the greatest thing ever. Once you jump into this dark, empty nothingness, then all of the baggage, the senseless stuff, will come crashing down, like leaves in autumn. And they will never be able to attach themselves to you again. And this is the only thing, folks. The reason, perhaps you are one among the many who, you chase this, you want this lifestyle, you work really hard, you make X amount of money, you've improved on this, you improved on that, you have a relationship, you have 2 cars, you have a nice house, you have this amount of money, you whatever, etc., etc. You go on trips, you travel, whatever. And yet, for some reason, you've sensed the fact that you're not really happy, right? Say it isn't so, but I think it is so, right? You are probably one of the people that, are relatively decent. You have a decent life with, with the things and the prospects to live maybe an average life or above average life, and somehow, for some reason, you are still incomplete, unsatisfied, unfulfilled. You aren't whole, right? Even though you were promised when you were younger that if you work hard, you make this amount of money, you find a partner, the steps, you would be tranquil. Well, you aren't you? Are you? You are not. So, this life has failed you. You are disappointed. And now you see all of its flaws and all of its defects, and what are you gonna do? Well, the problem is that you have a lot of stuff, a lot of baggage, and you have to divorce it. Divest yourself of the stuff that doesn't really matter. We hold on to a lot of stuff because of emotions. Emotions, which I would say are a bit infantile, right? A lot of our emotions are a bit childish, and people in general have a lot of growing up to do. People have to mature and sometimes make the difficult choices and decisions. Okay, you have to divest yourself of everything that is needless, right? I don't care if there is a heaven or hell. I don't care if there is an afterlife. I don't care where I go. If there is a God, fine. I don't care. I'm not really that interested, right? Etc., etc. We can talk about this subject for hours, for days, right? And the list keeps on going to be completely removed from everything. This is it. This is the key to peace and quiet. You might not be super duper happy in the end, but you will find a peace, and a peace that is the most precious. Peace and quiet. These are the gems, the true gems of life. Everything else is just it's just temporary. Everything else will not be as effective as peace and quiet. And to achieve this peace and quiet, a lot of things have to go. A lot of things have to go. You have to let a lot of things go. Okay. I know if you've followed my channel, I keep talking about this phenomenon of anhedonia that has been a part of my life for the last couple of years, and slowly, anhedonia being the inability to feel anything in regards to anything, it's still in the process. I'm still in the process. It's progressing. Of course, it is not feeling anything in regards to everything. And I think this is the only thing that truly can uplift people. This emptiness, right? And generally speaking, folks, and this is not doomer stuff, this is not depressing stuff, this is not negative stuff, but generally speaking, I do not feel anything. And now that I'm older and I can look back on my life and how I just suffered so much, I can tell you honestly that this is the way to be. Generally speaking, right? This is not some childish, oh, I'm depressed, doomer. No, this is some serious stuff. Generally speaking, not feeling anything is the way to be. Not feeling anything is the way to go. This is it. This is it. This is how you achieve, peace and quiet, serenity, tranquility. And this is not me telling, see, I'm so enlightened, I'm so superior. I'm not. I have found a way by which existing is tolerable. Because of this, I can endure all of this senseless nonsense that is life. And all of these people that just, this is the way to be. This is the way to be, folks. Feeling nothing. And divesting yourself of everything that is needless, pointless, meaningless. All of this weight, all of this baggage is the way to be. Is the way to be. And this is regards to memories, emotions, what have you. See, what I did is, now that I think about it, I think I erased and deleted a lot of my memories before the age of 20-ish. Like, I don't remember anything about my childhood and all of those traumas. I just threw it out subconsciously, unintentionally. And that is great, I think. Because a lot of people, our childhoods have been not the best, huh? And I just don't remember stuff. I don't have memories in general, right? Until my early 20s. And I think that's the best thing ever. And I don't feel one way or the other. I don't feel anything. And, let me tell you, my life improved dramatically after I just let go of everything, after I divorced everything, and just, even my childhood, I threw that bad boy in the river and never looked back. Childhood is over. I don't look back on it. Not really. No memories. Right? This is the way to be, and perhaps maybe this little video will help a young person, get over it and not suffer for years like I did. You see, because when I was your age, 12, 13, 14, I didn't know anything. I didn't have anything to tell me the stuff that I'm telling you. And because of it, I suffered for years. Chronic insomnia. Just the worst possible things you can imagine. In my prime, folks, I was just a miserable wreck of a person. A shell of a person. Because I didn't have anybody to tell me all of this. And I was kind of dumb. So here we are. So perhaps, if you are a young person, this video will maybe uplift you in a mature way. Okay, this isn't some, oh, woe is me, I'm depressed, doomer stuff. No, this is the most serious stuff you can imagine. I'm dead serious. Okay, this is this philosophy is a standard whose quality is the highest. This isn't some childish nonsense we're dealing with here. This is big. Of course, this isn't something new. This isn't something new under the sun, by no means. But it's still one of the most effective. Ever since I let everything go, my life improved thousandfold. Be it friends, relationships, money, sex, whatever it is. I let them go. They do not control me anymore. And perhaps this is exactly what you need. But that's about it. If you enjoy this content, if you want to support your boy, I got a few books on Amazon. Some of these books talk about this subject. The Amazon link will be down below. If the link does not work, you can search my name, Griffith Samsara. Thanks for watching. See ya!